Part 6 of Medical Terminologies describes different examples of medical modifiers. First, medical modifiers are related to conditions. Anti refers to opposed to, counteracting or relieving, and pro refers to before, preceding, precursor, inducing or promoting, for example probiotics or antibiotics. Other examples of condition modifiers are: phagia means to eat or to consume or ingest, and dipsia means to drink. Other examples of condition modifiers are: Pepsi refers to digestion like dyspepsia, which is a digestion abnormality, and the term emesis refers to vomiting. To control vomiting, nausea and motion sickness, antiemetics are prescribed. Other examples of condition modifiers are: urea means urination. An average urine volume per day for an adult is 1.4 liters, and urine typically contains uric acid, bicarbonates, creatinine, potassium ions, sodium ions, chloride ions, and urea, as shown in the diagram. Next example is sterco, which means denoting feces. Next example of the condition modifier is ptosis, which refers to lowered position of an organ. A drooping eyelid is also called ptosis or blepharoptosis. In this condition, the border of the upper eyelid falls to a lower position than normal. In severe cases, the drooping eyelid can cover all or part of the pupil and interfere with vision. Ptosis can affect one or both eyes. Two more examples of condition modifiers is pyo, which refers to pus, as shown in the diagram, and next example is pir, which refers to relating to fever or heat. In the diagram given below, shows the child is having a fever. Next example explains the location modifier. Centri means center, as shown in the diagram. These are some examples of the cellular modifiers. Fibro means fiber. If word ends with clast, it means absorbing or degradative cell, and thrombo stands for clot. Next two examples of cellular modifiers are blasto and blast. If word starts with blasto, it shows germ cell, and if word ends with blast, it shows progenitor cell, stem cell, or formative cell. Process modifiers examples are naso and chrono. Naso means denoting disease and chrono means denoting time. Next two examples of process modifiers are noct and latro. Not means night or dark, and latro means medicine or doctor. Next two examples of process modifiers are steno and nosi. Steno means narrowing, like in spinal stenosis. Spinal narrowing occurs due to degenerative changes and bone spurs, which causes compressed spinal nerve, as shown in the diagram. Next example is nosi, which means denoting pain or injury. Next two examples of process modifiers are thermo and psychro. Thermo means heat or temperature, and psychro means denoting cold. Next two examples of process modifiers are hernia and necro. Hernia means hernia, as shown in the diagram, and necro means death, like cell necrosis means cell death. Next two examples of process modifiers are praxia and taxia. Praxia means motor activity and taxia means relating to motor activity. Following diagrams show different motor activities. Next two examples of process modifiers are lexia and lalia or logia. Lexia means condition involving reading, and lalia or logia means condition involving speech. Next example of process modifiers is algesic or algia, which means denoting pain. Next two examples of process modifiers are genic and genesis. Genic means producing, and genesis means origin or development. Next two examples of modifiers are related to anatomy and physiology. First example is histo, which means tissue. In the diagram given below, cardiac muscle tissues are shown. Next example is hitter, means sweating. Next two examples of modifiers are related to anatomy and physiology. Hema or hemo or hemato means blood, and halit means breath. Next two examples of modifiers are related to anatomy and physiology. Hapto means related to touch, and propio means pressure touch. Other modifier examples are chair, gero, or geronto, which means old age, and lith means stone. Other modifier examples are side means killer or killing, and scepter means receptor or sensor. In the following diagram, gray color indicates the receptor in the cell wall. Learn terminologies with MJM.